Hola a todos. Bienvenidos a la clase de español. Soy Octavio, soy de Argentina y hoy vamos a continuar aprendiendo los verbos irregulares en español. First of all, let's remind what we learned during the previous lesson, okay? Basically, as you guys already know because of the previous video, if you haven't seen that one, you should watch it, okay? Just like in any other natural language, okay, in Spanish there are irregular verbs, okay, verbs which have irregularities, verbs whose conjugation varies and is different to others due to various factors, of course. During today's lesson, we'll carry on studying the irregularity in which the E turns into an I, okay? For instance, let's take a look at the conjugation of verbo elegir, okay? Let's take a look. Yo elijo. Yo elijo. Yo elijo. I choose. Tú eliges. Tú eliges. Tú eliges. You choose. Él, ella, usted elige. Él, ella, usted elige. Él, ella, usted elige. He, she, or you in a formal way choose. Nosotros elegimos, nosotros elegimos, nosotros elegimos. We choose. Vosotros elegís, vosotros elegís, vosotros elegís. You all or you guys choose. Okay? And finally, ellos, ellas, and ustedes eligen, ellos, ellas, and ustedes eligen, and ellos, ellas, and ustedes eligen. They or you guys choose. Now, let's analyze this conjugation. Basically, the infinitive form is elegir, which has an E as the second vowel, okay? This particular vowel turns into an I, okay? And then the conjugation just follows the normal rule. That's it. As I said in the previous lesson, the vowel changes and then the verb, the rest of the conjugation is just the same, okay? As if it were a normal, regular verb. Also, you may have noticed that vosotros and nosotros do not follow this irregularity, and that's something which happens in every irregularity in Spanish, okay? When it comes to the present tense. Nosotros and vosotros are conjugated as if they were basically regular verbs. It doesn't really matter if the verb follows irregularities for every other grammatical person, okay? Plus, this verb has something particular, okay? It has a particularity. Basically, the yo form, okay, changes the G for a J, okay? This is due to some pronunciation issues that will pop up if the verb was conjugated with a G instead of a J, okay? It will sound like elijo instead of, it will sound like elijo instead of elijo, okay? This is quite common in Spanish, okay? And let's check out other verbs or other examples of this particular conjugation. Let's go with verbo decir, okay? Which translates to say. Which also has this particularity. Its yo form has a phonetic change, plus the irregularity we've been discussing during both this lesson and the previous one, okay? Let's check out the conjugation of verbo decir then. Yo digo, yo digo, yo digo. I say. Tú dices, tú dices, tú dices. You say. Él, ella, and usted dice. Él, ella, and usted dice. Él, ella, and usted dice. So, he, she, or you, in a formal way, say. Nosotros decimos. Nosotros decimos. Nosotros decimos. We say. Vosotros decís. Vosotros decís. Vosotros decís. You all, or you guys, say. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes dicen. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes dicen. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes dicen. They and you all, or you guys, say. Okay? Let's recapitulate. Basically, the irregularity comes with the change of an E for an I, okay? Plus, there are some verbs which have a phonetic change in the yo form conjugation. This affects a couple verbs which you guys have to study by memory, as it is the only way to learn them. Now it's your turn. Could you conjugate the following verbs which present this irregularity? Verb repetir, which means to repeat, and verb corregir, which also present this irregularity, but also the G turns into a J in the yo form, okay? You can, of course, pause the video and think all the time you want, okay? The answer will pop up in a few seconds. Yo repito, yo repito, yo repito. I repeat. I actually do it 3 times every time. Tú repites, tú repites, tú repites. You repeat. Él, ella, and usted repite. Él, ella, and usted repite. Él, ella, and usted repite. He, she, or you in a formal way, repeat. Nosotros repetimos. Nosotros repetimos. Nosotros repetimos. We repeat. Vosotros repetís. Vosotros repetís. Vosotros repetís. You all or you guys repeat. And ellos, ellas, and ustedes repiten. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes repiten. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes repiten. He, well, they, or you all, or you guys, repeat. So, that's, and now let's go with verbo corregir, okay? Yo corrijo, yo corrijo, yo corrijo. I correct. Tú corriges, tú corriges, tú corriges. You correct. Él, ella, and usted corrige. Él, ella, and usted corrige. Él, ella, and usted corrige. He, she, or you in a formal way, correct. Nosotros corregimos. Nosotros corregimos. Nosotros corregimos. We correct. Vosotros corregís. Vosotros corregís. Y vosotros corregís. You all and you guys correct. Él, ella, ellos, ellas, and ustedes corrigen. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes corrigen. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes corrigen. They, and you all or you guys, correct. Okay, the particularity this verb has is quite common in, is quite similar to the verb corregir. Okay, the G sound when followed by an A or an O or a U is a soft G in Spanish, okay? But when it is followed by an E or an I, it's a strong G. So if we need to keep the strong G pronunciation, we need to change it for a J whenever this sound is followed by O sound, A sound, or U sound, okay? That's basically it. That's all for today's lesson. Feel free to leave a comment and like the video if you learned something today. And okay, stay tuned for more. That's all for today's lesson. Leave a comment and like the video if you've learned something today. Also, there is some extra homework in the description box below. Stay tuned for another episode of From Zero to Hero Spanish with Octavio.